Namaste and Happy New Year! Welcome to my YouTube channel. I've been asked recently for beginners videos, so if you're new to yoga, I hope this video will be interesting for you. Today we will have the down facing dog pose. This is one of the most popular postures in yoga and it's very basic foundation to learn more difficult postures, but at the same time it's a very difficult posture, so there are so many details. I hope I will help you to understand how to do this posture properly. Before proceeding with down facing dog, we should warm up a little bit, because if you're not physically active, you might get dizzy when you're with your head upside down, and also we should do some warm up for the palms and for the forearms, for your spine. If you're not doing any physical activity, you should bear that in mind, that you should warm up before doing down facing dog. For experienced yogis, the down facing dog itself is the warm up. So this is the difference. One posture can be for beginners, can be for experienced yogi. Listen to your body, don't overdo. Let's come into tabletop pose, forward. Your palms will be under your shoulders. You're gonna spread your fingers nice, and then push with the whole palm towards the floor, and then you're gonna keep your knees hip width apart. I would suggest that we start with a little bit of warm-up cat-cow pose. As you inhale, you're going to drop the belly down and you're going to look up. As you exhale, you're going to round the spine as high as you get. Inhale, pushing your belly down, looking your head up towards the ceiling. Exhale, your head goes towards your chest, round the spine, then the tailbone in. Inhale, belly goes down, your chest goes down, the head goes up. Exhale, round the spine as much as you can. Inhale, deep as much air as you can, looking up. Beautiful arch. Exhale, all the air around in the spine. Let's do one more. Inhale, push your belly down, looking up. Exhale, round in the spine. Now we're gonna come into the center, into the tabletop pose. And from here, before continuing with the double facing dog, let's do the puppy dog pose. Yes, the small dog. Okay, so from here, we're gonna keep the knees and the hips in one line, perpendicular with our mat. And then we're just going to walk our palms forward. And then we will allow our chest to sink down. And then we're going to bring the forehead on the mat. This is a great posture to work on the arms in down facing dog. So this is a preparation pose. Your forehead is resting on the mat. Your palms are resting on the mat. And your hips are in line with your knees. So we don't want to go too further. Keep this nice position to feel the stretch in your spine. Allow your chest to sink down. Maintain that position. What I find the most difficult in down facing dog are the arms. So first, we're going to walk on the arms into the puppy dog pose. Your palms need to be shoulder width apart. You're going to spread the fingers nicely. That's very important so that you have the weight of the body on the whole palm. If your fingers are together, this is very bad for your wrist. So you're going to keep these fingers nice and spread. And then the middle fingers will be pointing forward. There is another option when the index fingers will be pointed forward, when your shoulders are really tight. And in that case, you can also open your arms a bit more. But the traditional is palms are shoulder width apart, spreading your fingers nicely, middle finger is pointing forward. And now, what is the most difficult part is that in the down facing dog, we are externally rotating the shoulders, so this means that the elbow on the point down. We want to keep the elbows on the mat. This is the goal, so that the elbow crease is rotating, it's going to point up. There is this external rotation of your shoulder. This is what makes it so difficult. As you externally rotate your shoulder, your upper arm, the humerus bone, then you will feel that your thumbs and your index finger want to lift up. This means that the forearm has to roll in. You're going to roll your forearm in, but your shoulder will be open. You're going to externally rotate your shoulders, but internally rotate your forearm. This is like this. So then you're going to keep your shoulders away from the knees. What does it mean? You're going to contract your shoulder blades. Your shoulder blades will go down into the sides, away from each other, towards the chest. This is the most difficult part in the downward facing dog, and the puppy dog pose is a great posture to work on that one. Okay. Now from the puppy dog pose, you're going to walk your palms again under your shoulders. And just in the position of your palms, take your time to work on that. We want to do yoga with awareness and with control. This is like a small class. You're going to take your toes under. Before we continue with the full down dog pose, we have one more step on the way. So from here, you're going to gently round your lower back, engaging your core. Make sure this here does not arch it. You're going to keep it flat, or gently round the tailbone is going to be tucked in. From here, push with the palms, push with the toes, and just lift your knees just a few centimeters off the mat. You're just going to stay here for a few nice breaths to activate the deep core and to feel the weight of the body on your palms. Just focus on breathing into that position. Deep inhale, deep exhale. One more deep inhale. Exhale and drop your knees. If you need a break, if you get dizzy while doing yoga, you can go into child's pose to make a break. So you will bring your hips on your heels, forehead is on the mat, arms on the sides of the body, and just relax here. This is one of the golden rules in yoga. So anytime you need a break, physical or mental, you will just go into the child's pose and equalize your breath and just look inwards. Feel free to do that posture anytime you need a break. If you get dizzy from downward facing dog, go back into the child's pose. Okay, now from the tabletop pose, taking the toes one more time. Just in your position, you're going to lift the knees, and from here, attention, you're just going to push the chest towards the knees. So we want to make the arms and the spine in one line. We're going to keep the knees bent. Now, maintain that posture for a couple of breaths and focus on everything I've told you. You're going to push with the whole palm, spreading the finger nicely. Now try to open your shoulders, externally rotate the shoulders, keeping them away from your ears and from your throat. Imagine your elbows want to point the mat and they want to touch each other. And then if you notice that your thumbs and your index finger are trying to lift, push them down. So externally rotating the shoulders and internally rotating the forearms. And as you exhale, you're going to push your chest down and towards your knees. Without overdoing it, take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and push your chest towards the knees. So we're going to spend here a couple of breaths. Just breathing deeply and breathing out. Make sure that your neck is free, the head is just hanging there casually. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Let's drop the knees down and come into child's pose for a second. So just come to the child's pose and relax here for a moment. We're gonna do one more round. Maintain the posture. So let me tell you something. In the double facing dog, if your hamstrings are tight, then your heels are not going to touch the mat. Your heels will be in the air. So you have here two options. You can keep your knees bent, or you can keep your legs straight, but you will push actively with your hips towards the mat. Let me make it clear that it's not the goal to bring your heels on the mat. People very often think, okay, if I cannot touch the mat with my heels, then I cannot do that posture, I'm not good enough, yoga is not for me, I'm not flexible. First of all, it may take up to few years till you eventually will be able to do that. And second of all, it is actually possible that you will never be able to do that. It's just because bodies are different, the proportions of the bodies are different. So in order to do this down dog with your heels on the mat, you need to have very good flexible ankles, and sometimes the structure of the body is just not allowing you to do certain postures. So be patient with yourself and accept that sometimes you also need to do modifications. On the other hand, there are people who can reach the mat with their heels just like that, without doing yoga. So different are the bodies. Be patient with yourself, explore your body, what works for you. And I assume you're still in the child's pose now. From the child's pose, we're going to come into the tabletop pose. Taking the toes under one more time, lifting the knees, pushing the chest towards the knees. Walk on your arms, walk on your palms, rolling the shoulders out, rolling your forearms in, pushing with the whole palm. And from here, you can stay in that position, or you can push with your heels towards the mat, and then the heels will just pushing and pushing down. Even if they never reach, that's not important. Make sure that you adjust the correct position for you. Maybe you need to walk your feet a little bit forward, maybe you need to walk your feet a little bit back. According to the proportion of your body, the length of your legs. The feet are hip width apart. And if you touch the mat with your heels, then you can try to lift the toes. This option is for those of you who can do the Downdog easily, just like that. Okay guys, that's it. That's our facing dog. Usually we spend around 5 deep breaths in one posture. You can go out of that posture, you can make a break into the child's pose. And after that you can do one more round. If you feel that you have tension on your wrist, you can make a fist and hold it, or you can perform this actively opening and closing your fist, in case your palms are sensitive. If you get dizzy, make a break in the child's pose, drink some water. You can do this down facing dog around 5 rounds, 5 deep breaths, and in between you can make a break into the child's pose for beginning. Namaste. Thank you for watching.